Hi, this is Asa, and welcome to my audio experience. Remember, if the body can get sick, it can also get well. Lifestyle is the medicine. It's the choices that we make every single day that will determine the kind of health we're going to have. And when you look at it, and you look at your health, it all comes down to our choices. So if you need one of our lifestyle providers, I want to tell you that we've got great lifestyle providers around the country that we partner with. And find someone in your area. If you need help, just give us a call, 888-283-7272. What about strokes? I want to talk a little bit about that because I think stroke, when you say stroke, it can leave fear in a lot of people. I think uncertainty is another good word too. Stroke just sounds bad. Right? It just sounds scary. It sounds like one of those things like if you have a stroke, you're left either debilitated or you're going to die. I mean, it just falls in the line of heart attack. And we really, I think when you say stroke, people still aren't clear about really what it is and what the preventative methods are for it. So it's something that happens to millions of Americans. And most people, I guess around 45 million struggle with that. That's what we see right now in the U.S. But the thing is, with anything to do with stroke, you have to understand what it is. Okay, stroke is where a vessel in the body, whether it's right by the heart, it could be in the brain, it could be anywhere in the body, where it ruptures, a slight tear or a rupture. And the theory behind it is with plaquing of the arterial walls, that if there's too much plaque, then it can cause a hardening, and that hardening could cause a rupture if there's a weakening of the vessels. But there's different theories and thoughts behind it. That's conventional, and that's what we pretty much accept in regular evidence-based medicine right now. But the stroke, really, if you look at it, it's a weak vessel. Okay, so that's the first thing I want you to realize, is that a stroke is the rupturing of a weak vessel. But the root of that is, why did the vessel ever become weak in the first place? Now, strokes can be very, very mild. We can have what's called a transient ischemic attack, which is a TIA, very mild. Can leave some damage. Some people can have strokes and have mild speech issues because of the areas of the brain. And typically, by the way, strokes happen. The strokes happen in the brain, and so you've got these small vessels that can happen there and tear, and they're very, very fragile if the nutrition is not right in the body. It's been pegged as genetic mostly, and for the most part, there's a good genetic component to it, but it's not everything. It's not like 90% genetics. It really has to do with so much of our lifestyle choices every day. I mean, if you look at somebody's lifestyle and they've had a stroke, I mean, it tells the story. Rarely do you see somebody extremely healthy that has stroke, okay? And if you'll notice, stroke doesn't happen until later on in years. So it doesn't happen until much later in our lifetime. And there's a reason for that. As we age, we lose something that causes our skin to wrinkle. So there's a reason you're young and have pretty skin, and then you get older and have wrinkled skin. Okay, there's a reason for that. And there's a substance, a protein that we take in our foods every day. So if you eat beef, chicken, or chickpeas, there's protein in there. And then that protein, there's a form of what's called collagen. This collagen is actually what actually makes the vessels strong. And there's another component of collagen called elastin. And the elastin comes in and gives it the flexibility. All right, so when you see your skin and it has that flexibility to it, that's the elastin in it. When collagen breaks down, then that's when we see a lot of the wrinkles in our skin. So we have a lot of collagen in our skin. Well, our vessels are made of very similar type substance as our skin. Okay, so it's very similar. And the collagen and the elastin are what make that up. If the collagen begins to break down, we don't get enough collagen in our food supply, or we can't absorb it and utilize it, then our vessels begin to break down. So let's take someone, your average 65-year young person, but let's say they smoked for 30 years, one of the number one risk factors for the breakdown of collagen. So I want you to think about it like this. So if you think about it, you say, well, if somebody smokes, if they drink, if they eat junk food and processed foods, they probably have a higher risk of cardiovascular disease. Right or wrong? Yes, right? And the other thing is, it's not that just the poor eating and all that did that. It's what that nutrition over 20 and 30 years does to the body. The body can only take what you give it and make the right kind of cells. So if you eat a bunch of junk food like that, smoke and drink, your body is going to make not so great cells, which means the tissues that it makes may not be as strong as if you ate spinach and salmon and whole organic eggs and vegetables and fruits on a constant basis, never drank, never smoked. And I mean, the ability for the body to be strong in that phase is much greater. So you have to look at that. So stroke is a result of poor habits over a long period of time where the vessels become weak, the collagen breaks down, and then an episode, as we call it, happens, which is where a weak spot, almost like in a water hose, occurs, or there's trauma, somebody has an injury. But you ever see a person fall? You ever an elderly person takes a fall, and that shake of the fall, they have a stroke? That happens, okay? So if the vessels are weak because of the lack of collagen, poor lifestyle habits over a period of time, then that's typically what happens, all right? And I want to jump on that because if you have a history of stroke, family history of stroke, there's some things you need to be doing on a regular basis from a lifestyle perspective that can give you a greater probability of never having to deal with that at all. And having walked through stroke with so many loved ones and patients over the years and people and just seen it happen and with friends and family members, it's a tough one. So let's talk. I want to hit stroke for just a second because it's something that you need to understand. It really is. And it's something that can be prevented. In my opinion, I think it can be highly prevented. There was a guy he was a scientist and a researcher, Dr. Linus Pauling. And he won the Nobel Peace Prize for vitamin C and the research for vitamin C. Found out that beyond scurvy, which is an old condition for severe vitamin C deficiency, he found that vitamin C was actually one of the root causes for heart disease. And he theorized that the plaquing that we see in the arterial walls is actually weak spots in the arteries, in the vessels, and it's the body's ability to try to repair it and to kind of plug it up. Well, when you have high levels of vitamin C in the body on a regular basis by eating tons of fruits and vegetables or by using supplemental form of it, then the vessels get stronger. The plaque can move away and the vessels start to strengthen up. So he found that, and again, medicine was mixed on the theory, but it's pretty amazing if you look at it on what happens when you take higher doses of vitamin C. Now, considering 1.5% of Americans actually eat fruits and vegetables, we're not getting enough of it, that's for sure. So I'm going to give you some quick tips, okay? Number one, to prevent, you want to use hydrolyzed collagen on a regular basis is something great. I use it every single day. It's great for the skin, nails, but it's great for all the connective tissue in the body. So ligaments, tendons, if you have back pain, if you have neck pain, this is going to help tremendously. The second thing is to make sure you look at vitamin C out of your fruits and vegetables. Third is vitamin E, but you want to always take vitamin E if you ever get it or use it in the natural form. Look at the version in the label called D-alpha. All right, there's a DL-alpha. Don't do that. D-alpha. That's the best. And then fourth, the big thing you want to do to keep your collagen levels up and keep it strong is chicken stock, chicken or beef stock. You can drink about 16 ounces a day of that usually is a great way to improve that. And then make sure if you're over the age of 40 that you're using some form of digestive enzymes and some form of hydrochloric acid because all that can help absorb and keep the collagen strong. Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
To find out more, connect with On Call Radio online at
InShapeNetwork.com. Welcome back to the show. Check us out on the web. We're here for you each and every day, no matter what you're struggling with. Remember, if the body can get sick, the good news is the body can get well, right? Lifestyles are medicine. Every single day, you've got the ability to make radical changes in your health and radical changes in your life. I don't care how bad yesterday was. It doesn't matter. You get a chance to make a brand new day today. New habits, new choices, new relationships, new eating habits, new exercise habits. I talk to people all the time, and I find people that get so discouraged when they are in a place where they need to lose weight, or now they've been diagnosed with something like diabetes, or they've been given a bad prognosis. But I mean, the thing is, with every day, it brings the ability to have a brand new slate that you can completely write yourself. I think that's amazing. And the thing about any kind of healthcare is to realize that you're not stuck where you are just because you've been given some kind of diagnosis and just because maybe you've been overweight for the last 15 years. That doesn't matter. What do you want today? What are you going to not settle for today? And what will you work hard for today? It comes down to that. So your choices that you make every single day, that's what's going to determine your future. All right? Show me the people you hang out with, the top 5 people you hang out with, and show me the books that you read, and I'm going to show you where you'll be in 5 years. It's true. So your mind and your relationship and your abilities, when it comes down to your health is not left to chance. All right? You're not left to chance. I've been working out, and I've built a physique that's over, really, I've gained over 100 pounds of muscle in the last 20-something years, okay? And that's not by chance. That's eating 6-7 meals a day, every single day, for 25 years. That's not missing a day of working out, 25 years, and I have not missed a day. And that is consistency. It's all of that. So that doesn't happen. You don't get $1 million in your bank account by chance. All right, you could win the lottery, but most people, if you look at the statistics, most people that have no money and then they win the lottery, they lose all the money because they don't know how to get the money in the first place. So if you know how to get it, you know how to keep it 9 times out of 10. So that's the thing. So it comes down to our habits, it comes down to our choices every single day, and that's what we have to focus on is how to build those habits. So on this show, this is what we want to do. Go to the website. Go there. You can easily check in. We've got lifestyle providers around the country that can help you. I've got a brand new health resort in Florida. We want to invite you to come. More on that to come. And information will be at the website and our email list. You'll get all kinds of updates on that. But we have a resort now that you can come to for between 1 and 3 days. You can come in a group. We're going to have group settings. And then also you can come individually. If you're really private and you want that one-on-one, it can help you reverse most of the metabolic conditions, reverse obesity, reverse diabetes. Yes, I just said that. Reverse things like high blood pressure, okay? Reverse high triglycerides, reverse high cholesterol. You can reverse these things. These are some of the conditions that you can reverse, and they're all lifestyle related. And so if you want to learn how to do that and you want to have a team that can help you reverse these conditions and get out from where you are, then that's what I would look at. Okay, and let us know. If you need help, you want to come down to Florida to a beautiful resort down there and be 100% focused on you and learn the lifestyle principles of what it takes to get out from where you are, you let us know. Go to the website. You want to learn how to get in shape, get your body in shape, get your mind in shape, we can help you do that. All right, email that came in, Maria in Las Vegas, Nevada, said, I'm 36, and my question is, I was diagnosed with TPO antibodies on the thyroid, okay? I'll explain that in a minute. So the doctor told me my thyroid gland function is still normal. What does it mean when I have all this going on? And what does it mean to have the antibodies in the thyroid gland? And what does all that mean? So one of the things you have to look at in something like this is the thyroid antibodies. Basically, it's called Hashimoto's thyroiditis. Okay, Hashimoto's is a condition. It's an autoimmune condition where the immune system of the body thinks that it needs to attack itself. It needs to attack the thyroid. Something's wrong with the thyroid. So it thinks it needs to attack it, right? Like it's an invader. The challenge with that is that when the body starts attacking the thyroid, it cuts down the function. It can make it go fast. It can make it go slow. So there's variables with that you have to look at. And that's one of the big keys we need to look at in something like this is to make sure that it stays really not active. So autoimmune conditions are like this. You can't, once the light switch is turned on, you can't turn it off. Okay? Once the thyroid has a condition like that, the light switch is on. The best thing you can do is put a dimmer switch on it. And the dimmer switch is to hold the fort down, keep everything low so that it doesn't really flare up, okay? Medications are given by your physician, and that's pretty normal. But at the end of the day, with TPO antibodies that are up, you've got to figure out the triggers for what's causing it. So an anti-inflammatory based diet really needs to be looked at. You also got to look at omega-3 fatty acid levels And also iodine levels. Iodine is a trace mineral that's used by the thyroid in a great way, and we're heavily deficient in it. Matter of fact, in America, we're extremely deficient in it. The Japanese get 13.9 milligrams of iodine, and we get 450 micrograms maybe in our diet, if that. So that depends on how many eggs you're eating, because the iodized salt is a joke. I mean, it's been added to the salt, and it's a complete joke. We don't get anything out of that. So you have to look at your iodine levels, and that's a test that can be done easily by your physician. If you need help with that, just get in touch with us. Our health coaching team can help you find someone with one of our providers. But our health coach providers are amazing. So we can find somebody in your area that can help and really get you the help that you need. But the biggest key is this, is that figuring out with anything autoimmune, okay, and with the thyroid, you've got to get the testing done. It's all in the testing. So even though your TPO antibodies are up, the question behind that is, what's driving that? Is it an iodine deficiency? What side of the immune system is elevated? So you got your T1 side, your T2 side, and that's got to be looked at. And that can be completely suppressed naturally. We're using basic things like green tea or echinacea tea. There's a whole protocol and process for that. If you need help, just give us a call, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272, or visit us online. Are you ready to chow? It's time for Keto Chow. When it comes to eating healthy, the keto diet has become one of the nutrition leaders in optimizing health, losing unwanted weight, and reaching your health and wellness goals. No extravagant cooking, no long kitchen cleanup, and most importantly, especially for me, it's convenient. Just put quality Keto Chow powder in a bottle, add some heavy whipping cream or your favorite fat, a little water, and boom, shake it up and you're ready to chow. Keto Chow tastes amazing. So make Keto Chow easy for you and your family today with Keto Chow. Let's go chow. Visit Keto Chow online at ketochow.xyz. That's ketochow.xyz.
To find out more, visit the show online, InShapeNetwork.com.
Lines are open, 888-283-7272. Welcome back to the show. So glad you're with us. Give us a call, 888-283-7272. We're here for you each and every day. Lifestyle's the medicine. Your choices matter. So if you're a baby boomer and you're saying, hey, you know what? I don't want to get sick, or hey, I'm starting to take medicine, and what's up with that? I don't want to do that. I watch my parents take medicine. I don't want to take it. All of a sudden you look in the mirror and you're 55 and you're like, what happened? Thought I was 35. Where did 35 go? Here's the key, okay? Cool thing about it is that you're in an age bracket right now where you're good, all right? You can make some pretty strong changes and transitions and do really, really well. If you're 65 and up, you really got to get aggressive with your health. I talked to someone the other day that was 80, spinal stenosis, and had just had a minor stroke. And I told her, I said, you know, it's a tough conversation because it's one of those things where when somebody has really bad habits and then they it's like a wake-up call, right? A stroke or back pain or whatever can be a wake-up call. And what I don't, on this show, what we're really, really big about is we don't want the wake-up call to be the call, right? We don't want the wake-up call to be the thing that snaps you into gear. You don't need to be snapped into gear at 80. You need to be snapped into gear at 50 and then when you're 80, it's amazing, right? You don't hurt, you feel good, you've got great mobility, your mind's clear. Everybody want that? I mean, I want that, right? So if you're in your 50s right now and you're listening, or if you're in your 30s right now and you're listening, or if you're in your 20s right now and you're listening, stay ahead of the game. That's what we want to help you do. On this show, it's all about that. It's about staying ahead of the game and realizing that you have everything you need to live well and to thrive. 888-283-7272. Let's get on the phone with Megan. Hi, Megan.
I smoked from 1969 to 1989. And the way I quit is I bought a carton of cigarettes and a pack of lighters and put them on my refrigerator and said, I choose to quit. That was the only way I could. If I got without them, I wanted them. God bless anybody that chooses to quit.
Love it. It's great. You know, that's the deal. I mean, Megan, that's a great testimony, and just I love putting things in front of you. I love the idea of saying, you know what, here is what I've done for 20 years, and here's what I'm not going to do anymore. I'm going to put this on the refrigerator, right? I'm going to put this on the refrigerator, and I'm going to say no more, like never again. Like I'm not going to do that ever, ever again. Because you know what it stands for, and you know what it does to your health, and you know what it can do to your health. Putting it up there just is creating that stance. It's creating that position of you're not going to take it anymore. And you got too much to live for. You got too many people that love you and need you. And you've had it. So the cool thing about smoking that I love, number one, if you've been smoking for a long time, you got COPD, or if you've got some kind of damage to the lungs, I want to give you some encouragement. There's a new form of medicine that's out. Our lifestyle providers actually use this style treatment, but it's called stem cell therapy. In stem cell therapy, there's embryonic stem cells and mesenchymal stem cells. Embryonic are the ones that President Bush outlawed and said no more. Science said we're not going to do that because that's where they were thinking about where they can develop people and all. Mesenchymal stem cells is more of the restorative version of the stem cells. It's where they can go in and put stem cells in. It can regrow cartilage in a knee, or it can help repair a muscle in a shoulder or a torn rotator cuff. You with me? It can help regenerate nerves. It can help what we call repair and regenerate an area. Well, what we found is with mesenchymal stem cells, they're still doing studies on it, but they have had success. I mean, there's clinics that just do COPD. And that's it. There's clinics that actually just do that. And with the COPD, it's a major deal, right? I mean, that's a death sentence for a lot of people. You get COPD, and it's just like, and it's not if, it's when. But they're actually having recovery ability with COPD and people that have COPD. So that's one option, is stem cells are a viable option for treatment. Again, it's cleared by the FDA. There's not a ton of evidence yet because they haven't had time to do all the studies. But we know it's been going on for 20 years in Europe. We know they got studies, and there's phenomenal results. So something to think about. Here's the other piece. If you don't have COPD and you quit smoking, the good news is that when you quit smoking, the lungs can regenerate, and they will regenerate in about 8 years. So all the damage on the inside of the lungs, all the damaged tissue can regenerate. Now, there's an amino acid that you want to look at utilizing, because this amino acid is known to help regenerate and repair the tissue that's in the lungs, and it's called L-taurine, Taurine. L-taurine. Taurine is phenomenal at doing this. Very, very helpful, and just an absolute powerhouse at helping the body along those lines. So a couple things when you're dealing with COPD that you can look at that can make a tremendous difference in what you're doing. So be encouraged, okay? Tom Brady, who loves Tom Brady, right? Top quarterback. Well, guess what? He promotes a lot of muscle pliability for better health. At 40, Tom Brady shows no signs of slowing down his game. New England Patriots quarterback. Of course, we all saw, hopefully everybody saw, the Super Bowl that he and actually just did an amazing performance. But Brady says performance that he has now at 40 plus is due to his unique fitness and diet routine. It's described in his new book, The TB12 Method, How to Achieve a Lifetime of Sustained Peak Performance. And he was interviewed, of course, been interviewed by everybody, but Nora O'Donnell, CBS Sunday Morning, asked him, and he said, I think it's what we've been educated on. It's about lengthening and softening the muscles. The pliability is what's really kept him physically fit. He said if you can keep the muscles pliable, hopefully, limit the intensity or limit injury altogether. He said that's one of the keys to his longevity. He credits his longevity to a more holistic approach to fitness. He credits a lot of his pliability in helping him prevent injuries to his diet. And so he looked at a couple things. He said his treatments that he started working on in some of the alternative fields with chiropractic care, acupuncture, and then, of course, massage therapy, putting those into play have been very helpful. But it's vital. So here's it in a nutshell, okay, with what he's talking about. if you want longevity and peak performance and high performance, there's a couple things you got to look at. Number one is your nutrition is number one, okay? Everybody thinks to be healthy, you exercise. You exercise, you're going to be healthy. But I'm telling you right now that to have longevity, to be a top athlete, you can take drugs, but they're only going to take you so far. You cannot drug your way out of a good diet, okay? Your eating habits are terrible. Your exercise is mediocre. You're going to have a lifespan, very short lifespan as an athlete. So your nutrition is first. Your recovery ability is second. You got to focus on recovery. What are you doing to recover? Sleep. Are you doing things to recover the muscles, any type of weaknesses? So your recovery ability is number two. And then your training, your exercise is number three. So nutrition first, recovery second, training third. It's in that order. And so if anybody tells you anything else like that, they're trying to sell you something. That's the reality of it. So to get where you need to go, that's the absolute key that you want to look for. So I would focus in on that more than anything. Okay, 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Let's get to the phones and go to Abby. Hi, Abby.
My daughter has been plagued with horrific nightmares for the past 6 months or so. She went through a divorce 3 years ago, went through a lot of stress there, and she has a very stressful job. She is on Zoloft now, but the nightmares are still recurring, and I wondered if you have any suggestions as to what she might do. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. The sleep issues are one of the big things. You've got to look at neurotransmitters. So brain chemistry plays a big role when it comes down to sleep. All right. So sleep, you have to look at one of the big keys with sleep is getting a test done that can check and see what all the different brain chemicals are doing. There's a urine test that can be done to check on things like GABA, acetylcholine, dopamine. And those are important because if those brain chemicals or neurotransmitters are not balanced out, then she's not going to be able to get the sleep that she needs. She's not, regardless of what's going on in her life, those have to be balanced. If you've got one high and one low, or all of them high or something too low. So the testing is important, right? Our health coach providers can always help you. If you need help with that, just let us know. But sleep's a big deal. I would say it's one of the tops. If you're not sleeping, there's going to be a major issue. Okay, body's not going to work the way it needs to, not going to function the way it needs to. I mean, it's a big deal to sleep well. So I would first and foremost work on that. And again, you can look at different herbs and whatnot to help, but a good sleep routine is another big one too. So the routine can be dimming the lights, cutting off the blue light, okay, so meaning the phone, and not getting any computer or screen time after about 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, if she's planning on going to bed by 11, okay? So you want to have a really good routine for her where she has the low lights, because there's the thing called a pineal gland. It's in the brain, and when there's too much light, it stimulates it, and then it doesn't release the amount of melatonin that it needs for the brain to have for it to get sleep. So we call it sleep hygiene or sleep routine needs to happen. And that's one of the big keys, okay? Keep us posted, though. 888-283-7272. Did you know that you can listen to the ASA RX audio experience on Spotify and Pandora? For all the ways to watch and listen, check out our show page at asarx.com/experience. The show. We're so glad you're with us. Check us out on the web. I'm here for you each and every day. Let's kick off with Jerome. Hi, Jerome.
I wanted to know thought of hereditary gene testing. My doctor was asking me if about family history of cancer, and I wanted to know if he had any thoughts or ideas on genetic testing for predisposition for cancer?
It's a great question, Jerome. I actually like it. I think it's great. It's one of those things where the companies, and there's different ones out there, but the testing is great. I mean, the genes are the genes, right? So they've got ways now to really modify and look and see exactly where any of the issues could be potentially, and it's pretty amazing actually to see that. So it's a very, very, very cool thing, and very. I think it's a fairly. I mean, it's not that expensive. Maybe what, $300-400. But at the end of the day, that's testing you only have to do once. And once you know that genetic pattern, then you can customize a lot of different nutritional protocols. You can customize exercise patterns. We've got a whole system that we utilize based on your genetics about how you train, how you exercise, how you eat, and it'll change and reconstruct body composition for what you need. So it's one of those things where I think it's extremely powerful, and it's the future of medicine. I mean, regenerative medicine with stem cell therapy and all that is coming on strong, and I think DNA testing and customizing plans, personalized medicine, I think is what they're calling it, but personalized medicine is in a place right now where I think it's vital, and I think it's a game changer. So people that are in their teens right now have no idea how great they have it with what we have from a lifestyle perspective of choices that they can choose. I mean, the foods that they can choose for their overall health is just amazing. And the longevity that now can be created based on our choices is pretty strong. So, yeah, I think the testing is great. Answer your question. And I think it should be done. People get freaked out about their information being given out and all that. I understand that. So it's one of those things, though, if you really want a good map of where you are and where things are headed and where they could be headed, then it's a good way to go. 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. So glad you're with us. If you haven't checked out our website, if you're looking for a lifestyle provider, that's someone in your area that believes just like we do, just give us a call and we can help you find someone. And our new health resort is in Florida. If you want to come take a visit with us, beautiful 5-star resort, you can come hang with us for 1 to 3 days, personalized, one-on-one, or you can come in our group settings when we offer our short camps settings, as we call it. But if you want to learn how to reverse diabetes, yes, reverse diabetes, reverse high blood pressure, reverse obesity, reverse triglycerides, and reverse high cholesterol, a lot of the basic metabolic conditions. If you want to learn how to do that, then you can easily come down. Just call our office. You call our office, and we can help you walk through that entire process. We want to be here to help you each and every day. 888-283-7272. Sherry in New York sent us an email. Said, do you know why blood pressure escalates when I watch TV, use the computer, work with numbers? I bought an anti-glare screen for the computer, but it really hasn't helped. Maybe it could be what you're watching on TV. Maybe it could be how you're using the computer. Or maybe it could be that those numbers you're checking could be stressing you out. So for whatever reason, look, here's the thing. Even though it might be entertainment, if it's work-related, that's another issue. But all these gadgets that we have, they're not designed to decrease stress. Okay? They don't decrease stress. So no matter what you're doing, it stimulates the brain. Matter of fact, I think our brains are overstimulated. I think we're overstimulated by all the tablets and all the different kind of digital information that we have. I think that we need to take it down a notch, in my opinion, to really make a difference. Okay? 888-283-7272. That's 888-283-7272. Give us a call or go to the website. Let's get to Brittany. Hi, Brittany.
I have a problem. My mouth always very moist, and sometimes when I talk, just like I'm making bubbles in my mouth. I know it's normal that saliva do flow when you do speak to another person, you're talking, but my main concern is just my mouth always full of saliva. It's always moist. And I'm talking, and sometimes be bubbles, and I just don't understand that. What causes that?
Yes, so the dry mouth, of course, can be something as serious as Sjogren's syndrome, which is an autoimmune condition. And that can be done by testing. Go to your physician, get tested, and get everything looked at. They can do some basic in-house testing, and the blood work and all that will show it. But at the end of the day, if you want to step back and look at the basics, look at things like, are you drinking enough water? Are you getting enough fluids in every day? I mean, most people, when I tell them how much to drink, they're shocked. Like they say, oh, yeah, I can do that. I'll say drink 100 ounces of water a day. Oh, no problem. I drink 8 ounces a day, or eight cups a day or whatever. All right? So you put them on that, and then all of a sudden, guess what? They drink about 30 ounces, and they feel like they're going to throw up. They're like, this is too much water. I can't take it. We're so dehydrated. So a lot of times dry mouth is not some medical condition. A lot of times heavily dry mouth is the fact you're not drinking enough and increasing your water intake. Another thing is a fatty acid deficiency. So if you're not getting enough omega-3 fatty acids, then it can cause extreme dry mouth and can cause your body to start breaking down that way. So I would look at omega-3 fatty acids to there's a blood test done. If you need help, just get in touch with our office. Our health coach providers do these. But the omega-3 fatty acid test will show you the levels, and that's a real important value to know. That's another hour in the charts. I want to thank our producer, DJ Allen, producer John Garrison, and the rest of the team. Go tell one person something you learned on the show. Together, we can transform the health of our friends, our families, and our community.
Did you know you could listen to the ASA RX audio experience on Spotify and Pandora? For all the ways to watch and listen, check out our show page at asarx.com/experience.
Hi, it's Asa. I'm giving you a copy of my best-selling book for free to help you in your health journey today. I'll pay for the book. All you do is just cover the small shipping and handling costs. Go to asarx.com and get your free book today.
This episode is over, but check episode notes for links to products and services you've heard about on this episode. Thanks for listening and subscribing. Please share the ASA RX audio experience with others and stay in touch by giving us your comment or review.